Chapter 4. Those Who Smile Too Easily. They stayed in Sierra's quarters that night, the orb dim between them, wrapped in an old towel. Neither of them slept. Every creak of the hallway, every distant footstep, made Donovan's heart leap into his throat. The memory of Dylan's distorted face, the inhuman shimmer of his skin, looped through his thoughts like a bad dream he couldn't wake from. "They're replacing people," Sierra whispered at one point. "Not just the winners, the staff, the guards, maybe even the people back home." Donavan didn't respond, because she might be right. In the morning, the group was gathered in the lounge again, bright-eyed and smiling. But Donavan could see it now, how forced it all was. The way their movements were too smooth, too rehearsed. The way no one asked about Natalie or Hugo or Dylan. They smiled too easily. Even Camilla, the winner from Florida, always chatty, always kind, sat quietly knitting something that looked like it had no beginning and no end. Donavan watched them all, one by one, and wondered how many were still human. That afternoon, the director returned. He wore the same immaculate suit, the same gleaming smile. But now Donavan saw the subtle oddities, the stiffness of his joints, the way his gaze lingered a fraction too long when meeting someone's eyes. "As some of you may have noticed," the director said, "a few of your fellow winners have been reassigned to advanced orientation. This is a good sign. It means they've progressed." No one reacted, not even a murmur of confusion, except for Talia, the winner from Maine. She looked over at Donavan, just briefly, but it was enough. He saw the fear in her eyes. She still felt something. After the meeting, he caught her by the hallway. "They're not coming back," he whispered. Talia nodded once. "I heard noises last night. Screams, but not from a mouth." Donovan's stomach turned. "Don't trust anyone," she whispered, "even the ones who still look normal." Later, back in the room, Sierra paced like a caged animal. The orb pulsed softly on the floor between them. "They're accelerating the program," she said, "moving people into the final stages." Donavan nodded. "We need to act now. Get back in the lower levels." Sierra hesitated. "Or maybe we tell Talia, build an escape plan, distraction, something bigger." Donavan frowned. "We don't know we can trust her. She's scared. That doesn't make her loyal." Sierra crossed her arms. "Neither does keeping this to ourselves." There it was again, that edge, that flicker of doubt between them. Donavan didn't like it. They were supposed to be united, but lately something had shifted in Sierra. She was impatient, reckless. He wondered if she felt the same about him. That night, the orb changed. They woke to find it glowing faintly blue instead of green, and vibrating on its own. Donavan picked it up. It was ice cold. "What does that mean?" Sierra asked. Before he could respond, a knock came at the door. 3 soft taps. He shoved the orb under the bed and opened it a crack. Talia stood there, eyes wide, trembling. "They took Camilla. She was fine an hour ago, and now she's just gone. No one saw anything." Donavan let her in quickly. "They're doing something at night," she whispered. "I think they've started the final transition. They're choosing who to keep and who to replace." Sierra glanced at Donavan. "We tell her?" He hesitated, then nodded. Talia sat on the edge of the bed, stunned, as Donavan explained everything. The orb, the tanks, Dylan's true form, the creature that chased them. She listened in silence, and then said, "I believe you." Sierra relaxed slightly. Donavan didn't. "Why are you really here?" he asked Talia. "What?" "You're the only other person asking questions, but we never saw you around the others. You kept to yourself. Too much." Sierra tensed. "Donavan." "No," he said. "She shows up the same night we find the gate? After we nearly got caught? Doesn't add up." Talia stood. I'm trying to survive, same as you. But something in her voice was off. Too calm, too controlled. Donavan stepped closer. Say something only the real Talia would know. She flinched. What are you talking about? Your bio said you worked in marine biology. What's the salinity of Atlantic seawater? She hesitated. What? Answer me! Talia blinked. 35 parts per thousand? Sierra looked at Donavan. That's right. Yeah, Donavan said. But she didn't know that yesterday when I asked her during lunch. Talia's expression changed. She didn't speak. She shifted. Just slightly. Not enough to scream alien, but enough. Donavan lunged forward, pinning her arms. Grab the orb! Sierra hesitated just a second too long, and that's when Talia drove her knee into Donovan's stomach and threw him aside with inhuman strength. Chaos. The orb flew across the room, slamming into the far wall. Talia moved fast, faster than human, and slammed Donavan into the dresser. You shouldn't have asked questions, she hissed. Sierra dove for the orb and without thinking slammed it into Talia's shoulder. A shockwave burst outwards. Talia screamed, a guttural, otherworldly noise, as her skin began to shimmer, peeling away like static from a broken screen. Beneath it, black veins, glowing green marrow, no eyes. She twisted once, violently, and then collapsed, twitching. Then, still. Donavan crawled to his feet, bleeding from the mouth. Sierra stood frozen, holding the orb. She was one of them, she whispered. Donavan nodded, then turned to Sierra. And you let her in. For the first time, Sierra didn't have an answer. She stared at him, wide-eyed, ashamed. I didn't know. You hesitated. You said we should tell her. I thought she could help. Donavan leaned against the wall, breathing heavily. Your judgment's slipping, he said. Sierra narrowed her eyes. So is yours. The air between them turned cold. This wasn't about Talia anymore. This was about trust, and it was breaking. They buried the body in the maintenance corridor behind the infirmary. No cameras, no sensors, just an old pipe room nobody used anymore. She won't be missed, Sierra said, voice flat. That's what scares me, Donavan replied. They stood in silence for a long moment. Then Sierra spoke. What if we're not the first ones to rebel? Donavan turned. What? She pointed at the orb. It's reacting to something. Maybe there's more down there. Someone else. Donovan's jaw tightened. Or maybe it's bait. Either way, Sierra said, we need to find out. He nodded slowly, but deep down, something had shifted. He wasn't sure if it was the compound, the aliens, or Sierra herself. But for the first time since he arrived, Donavan wasn't sure he could trust the only person who still felt human.